Welcome to this month's episode of Ariel Edge TV. I'm broadcasting today from the Ariel Edge offices, where the team are working very, very hard to launch the new booking system, which should go live this afternoon. They're currently transferring across everybody's bookings and credits and everything else like that. This episode, we also have lots of news about all the different productions and projects we've been working on over the last month. The first thing that we're going to come to is about Ariel Edge's new Grand Volant flying trapeze rig.
No pressure. No pressure at all.
Hello, Mark.
Hi, Catherine. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
So, what are you about to do?
I'm about to jump from here, take that bar, jump up here, take the bar before I jump, swing, do a few swings, and hopefully land beautifully on my back.
How far are you off the ground at the moment?
I think I'm about 8.5 metres. What's that? About 28 foot?
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah. And I'm doing a single-handed takeoff, no belt being held, and Amy's going to serve it to me. Us women at a slight disadvantage, our arms aren't quite as long as the men, so we've got to reach out a lot further than them.
All right, let's see how you do.
Yeah, let's see. Right, ready?
So for the last week we've been working on putting up this rig and seeing and training the team on how to rig it and how to put it up. So we got a week basically to construct it from scratch for the first time based on experience. Obviously it's manufactured differently from the rigs that either of us have worked on in the past, but this time we're spending a little bit of time on it now that we've got it up. It took us 4 days the first time, and what we're doing now is just having a little play to see how the rig works and how that differs from other rigs that we've worked on in the past. So this time we're just going to be having a swing around, and hopefully next year we'll have a venue that we can put it in permanently, and then we can open classes for the public. But right now what we've got to work on is staff training for rigging, staff training for teaching, and all of the other things that we need to do to run a class: insurance, health and safety documentation, and everything else like that. So right now we've worked incredibly hard for the last 4 or 5 days, and I think we're going to have just a little bit of fun now before we take it down. During October, Ariel Edge was working on a production with National Theatre Scotland and the Royal Conservatoire Scotland on a production of Robert Louis Stevenson's Kidnapped. Ariel Edge's job as part of the production was to be the aerial choreographer and the director of all of the circus work that was integrated into the show. So we spent an awful lot of time in there working with some of the students and the actors on aerial harness work, as well as many of other circus skills as well. Here is an interview now with the director, Graham McLaren.
My name is Graham McLaren, and I'm a director and designer, and I've been working on this project for the RCS and NTS with Ariel Edge and one or two other collaborators. As a little kid, I remember reading kidnapped. And I had no idea about the language or the politics or the structure. I knew that this was like a page turner with explosions and shipwrecks and massive fights. And I've seen it on stage many times, but I've never really got the sense of awe and excitement that I had when I was a kid. So I thought that I would get this team to explore some of those aspects.
Mr. Balfour of the House of Shores, hello!
It's loaded.
Some of the more physical aspects of the story rather than just the text and the dialogue.
Okay. Fuck me the baby bells.
And there's obviously a lot of different ways that you could have sourced that, but why the idea specifically of circus, bringing those elements into it?
When you're up close and personal with circus performance, your heart's in your mouth. And even if they're in the most professional circus performer can do that, but equally so can rank amateurs. You feel a slightly different thing, of course, but you're always nervous when you see someone doing something that, instinctively you think that shouldn't be happening. And so there was inherent sense of danger, an inherent sense of fun and excitement and a kind of exhilaration, which again I identified in the novel all those years ago, and so it seems like a good fit.
How much of this is a departure from something that RCS or NTS would normally do, and what sort of effect do you think that will have?
Well, National Theatre Scotland has made a number of shows using Ariel in them, not quite as comprehensively as in this, and in a way that's why we wanted to collaborate with students and try some things out to see if we could increase the ratio between circus skills and flying skills and drama. As for the Royal Conservatoire, to my knowledge, and I'm pretty certain of this, that hasn't happened. We're breaking new ground here. So putting the students in the air like this is quite a rare thing. And it's interesting because as a theatre maker, I've met a number of students recently, more students that I've worked with that have worked in a flying harness than they have an 18th century frock coat and a powdered wig. So things are changing, theatre is changing, and one of the interesting challenges for theatre schools is how they're going to encompass some of those changes.
Hello, welcome to the Circus Fitness part of the podcast. I'm Ross. I am the straps and hardcore and one of the flying trapeze instructors for Ariel Edges. Today, the two exercises I'm going to show you are leg raises and shoulder shrugs. These are an important part of your core conditioning for any aerial discipline. We do both these exercises in hardcore, which is the class I teach. So if you are wanting to improve your core strength or any other conditioning, then hardcore's the place to come. So this is the leg raise. The reason we do it is to improve the pike and the strength of lifting the legs for any pull-up or leg raise exercises. Okay, to start it, you engage the shoulders, so we don't want to be hanging down low. You always want your shoulders to be engaged. You want a nice straight back, because we only want the lower abs to be working. If the back starts to curve, then you're using other muscles and it's not as strong an exercise. We also always point our toes and keep our legs together and nice and straight, because that's good practice for when you're performing. You always want to have nice, good lines. And then we'd usually do 2 sets of 10. And then we'd move on to a similar exercise that works a slightly different area of the abs, so that you get a full range of a workout. Don't worry about getting your legs right to the hands. That would be the aim. But as long as you're feeling the workout, any leg raise will help. And if that isn't possible, we also have a slightly easier version where we do a tucked leg. until you have the strength to start doing it with straight legs. I'm currently doing this on the straps, which is the main focus of hardcore, but it can also be done on trapeze, silks, any other aerial discipline. The next exercise we're going to do is shoulder shrugs. These are important for any aerial because you have to have a strong engaged shoulder if you're swinging through the air or hanging from your arms. If you don't engage your shoulders, that's when you can dislocate or tear a muscle. So we do two versions of this, one where you're hanging from the straps and you're pulling the shoulders up, and then we also do one where you invert and you're going the opposite way. We make sure you don't bend the elbows when you do this. It's only the shoulders and the lats that are pulling to engage, because that's what we want to strengthen up so that you've got a good solid shoulder for any aerial discipline. So we are hanging from the straps and our feet are not touching the floor. We have not engaged the shoulders and then not bending the arms in any way. We are then going to engage the shoulders and relax. And up and relax. And we would usually do maybe 2 sets of 10 of this. Then we invert upside down and we do the same thing but the opposite direction. And we do another 2 sets of 10 of that as well. So this was just a taster of the things that we do in hardcore. It's great to improve whatever it is that you're wanting to do in circus. It's a great class to do. I hope to see you all there.
As most of you know, Sheamus Cleansing is away for December because he's working away in Portugal with the Flying Aces. So we went up earlier on in the year to go visit the Flying Aces for Sheamus's job interview. As a job interview, it's a little bit different, and you can see some of the footage that we've got in here of him along with the Flying Aces. So we also caught up with Craig, who leads the Flying Aces, and we have an interview here with him now. Hi Craig, thanks for inviting us along today.
No problem.
So tell me a little about the Flying Aces.
Well, the group started about 7 years ago now. I've had lots of different members. Originally started an all-Australian group, and over the time, you know, as we've been in the different circuses, people come and go, and it's a bit more multicultural now. Yeah, we do a flying trapeze act that incorporates both 2 catches, as well as the Russian swing, trying to make it a little bit different from the standard flying trapeze acts that are going on. Well, there's myself, who's in charge. I'm one of the flyers. There's also Alex Mannering from Australia, Mizuki Osaki from Japan, Sebastian Gutierrez from Argentina, and we're waiting on a 5th member.
Now we wonder who that could be. So what do you reckon to Sheamus's chances at filling the top slot there?
I reckon his chances are pretty high up there. We're going to have to get him to come and do a bit more training, I think, and be in no time.
Oh, that'd be good. So that's grand. So do you have a long tour ahead of you? Where are you heading on from here?
From here, we're going to be heading back into England now. We've just finished our tour of Scotland. And the tour ends in November, or first week of November.
Okay, and what are you doing on from there afterwards?
We've got 1 month reprise, and then we're heading to Portugal for our Christmas contract, which is again 1 month.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
No worries.
And now it's time for the Ariel Edge news from on high. In this month's news, the big thing is the Christmas holidays. Ariel Edge will be closed from the 21st of December to the 3rd of January. All classes will resume from the 4th of January. So make a note of that, and I hope to see you back next year. We are currently planning our calendar for next year, so if there's any holiday or weekend workshops that you would be interested in, please let us know. Or if there's any disciplines that we don't currently do that you'd like to see, please let us know. We do have a few things that aren't always up, like Sear Wheel, Aerial Cube, Bungee Trapeze. If you're interested in any of them, you can go to the Ariel Edge Facebook page, and we've got a survey there for you to fill in. Just fill it in, let us know what you'd like to do. You'll also find, if you go to the Ariel Edge shop area of the website, you'll find all the merchandise. Since Christmas is coming up, we have all the hoodies and t-shirts, trousers, onesies, But we also have several vouchers for Christmas presents if you're struggling for a Christmas gift. With the latest things we have are a one-on-one private session with the teacher of your choice in whatever discipline they may do. So go to the shop area of the website and check it out. So you can sign up to the Ariel Edge newsletter for all the latest updates to do with Ariel Edge. You can join our Twitter page, our Facebook page, and get involved. And that was the Ariel Edge News from on high. I'm Ross Mitchell, over and out.
My name's Mark Gibson. I think they already know that.
Monkey. Say hi. Nothing at all.
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Thank you and goodbye.